Hey heroes, welcome to another episode of the Hosts4Hire Podcast. We are your hosts for hire. I am Lucas Rand. This here is Kyle Cage. And today we talk a lot. We complain a lot, right?
Yeah.
Like all comic fans. We complain a lot. There's lots of complaints to go around. So today we want to do a segment that we call the Letters to the Editor, in which we actually provide how we would try to fix some of the things that we complain. Right? Today we're going to talk about the Thor Love and Thunder, which in my eyes is the worst MCU movie. The worst I want to say it's the worst comic book movie ever because of what it did to the character of Thor. Like I don't think it's the worst comic movie ever, but I also don't think any other comic movie has ever ruined a character to the level that Thor Love and Thunder did.
I will say, quality wise, it's obviously not the worst superhero
Mhm.
movie ever made. There's
Right.
ridiculously low budget, terrible movies
Mhm.
out there. We
Mhm.
get that. We know that. Did it do worse for that character than any other comic book movie is the question. And in
I've
our
never seen
opinions,
a
yeah.
disservice to a
Mhm.
character more than Thor: Love and Thunder. Like, it was truly tragic. So, without just sitting here and complaining about it, we're going to try to offer some ways that we would fix it, right? So, Kyle,
Mhm.
let's drum up a way that we can make this movie digestible. Because I truly don't think that there's a way to fix it.
First
Like,
first off the
I
bat,
hate the love character.
what I would want to do is make consequences for Thor's actions. Some kind of consequence. He basically did whatever
What?
he want, just like the gods that he was saying were bad. That the whole movie was saying these gods are bad gods because they do whatever they want and they don't respect people. And then we
And they
watch
don't have and they
Thor,
don't have consequences to their
and they don't
actions,
have
so they've
consequences.
lost.
And then we proceed to watch Thor do exactly what they've been doing and make that made them bad gods for the entirety of the movie with no consequences, even through
Mhm.
the end.
Because I
So
was gonna say, to the beginning, I understand the point, right? He was supposed to realize that, oh my god, like that's me.
I'm on that
Like
path. I've
I've been
become
like
that.
that whole stupid montage in the beginning with him helping the Guardians and like destroying a place's like cultural site and
And
not
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 caring.
caring like whatsoever. Like that in my eyes was supposed to show that he is just like these other gods, that he has lost his way, right? That
Mhm.
all the loss and all the everything that he has dealt with has led him to lose his way completely. But then he goes along and is still worthy of Mjolnir.
That would have been an amazing consequence to
Why
his
is he still
actions.
worthy of
He
Mjolnir?
suddenly
Sorry.
can't, after he breaks. you put some respect on him, all right? You watch out for thing, all right? No, but like that would have been a great consequence to his actions of being a selfish god, is that he goes to pick up Mjolnir and he suddenly can't.
Can't. Right? And that should have like broken his heart,
Yeah. Like
right?
a great moment would have been right after he destroyed that cultural center. He goes to call Mjolnir back, and it doesn't come.
Well, he
Or
doesn't have Mjolnir, remember, he has
oh yeah, that's right, he
Stormbreaker.
has
And then he
Stormbreaker
goes
at
to
that.
Jane and he goes to pick it up and he's still worthy.
Yeah. It's at that
Like
moment. You're right. It's at that
like
moment that they should have
like
made it so he
J-
couldn't pick it up.
Mjolnir should have made him feel unworthy. Jane should have made him feel unworthy. Witnessing what it is to be worthy of Mjolnir should have made him feel and also show to the audience how unworthy Thor has become. Like I hate that one little thing of just making him unworthy of Mjolnir.
Would have
In my eyes, it wouldn't have
radically
fixed the movie
no, it
for
would have
me,
radically
but it
changed
would
my
have
view on it.
it would have exactly right. It would have radically at least made it like palatable for me
It would have
that
made
they
the
didn't destroy the character that they have spent 5 movies creating, the lore that they spent 5 movies creating, the like importance of everything in Thor's life and how tragic Thor's life was. It all just
Mhm.
became a joke. It
Yeah.
all just became nothing and became moot because no matter what, he'll still be worthy. Doesn't matter. He already went through Thor 1. So now like he's worthy no matter what is what I got out of it.
Yeah.
And
Doesn't
that's
matter what he
terrible.
does. And
Like
the other thing is they would have also made the through line, the premise of the movie make more sense and be better with Gore the God Butcher being there to punish the gods who are not doing what they should be doing as gods, and Thor would have been one of them,
one
and
of them.
him
The
not being
reason that
worthy.
Gore is coming for him.
Mm-hmm.
That leads me to my other thing. All right, and like I'm glad you mentioned it because I'm hot, Kyle, and it gets me hot. Gore. how do we how do we how do we express?
See,
Do gore right. What are you doing?
it's one of the coolest Marvel characters ever made. Has one of the coolest weapons ever made.
They didn't give him all black, which I
no,
can almost understand because like that's a whole thing that they have to go into with Null, which they're going into. So
yeah,
like
they should have mentioned that should have been the first start of the setting up for Null. Like that's one of my big things is they should have had the all black. They should have
second,
set
man,
up for Null.
we didn't see him kill a single god. We saw maybe that first one we get to see him kill it. Otherwise, it's just gods that are dead and laid on a path, and we don't get to see Gore doing any of it. We get Gore the God Scarer instead of Gore the God Butcher. We don't get to see, dude, in the comics, bro, Thor versus Gore it goes on for generations, dude.
It is
like
it is
it goes men live and die while they're fighting each other. Like
he is Thor's greatest villain, and they made because they put him in a joke movie, he became a joke.
Dude.
The whole
like,
movie
it's exactly
felt
like you were
like
saying. He's
a
Thor's
parody.
greatest physical villain. It's like the perfect, like, neither can get the best of each other forever, man. Like, forever. Is that Gore goes killing gods at his whim until he clashes with Thor. And Thor can basically just mollywop anyone he comes in contact with except Gore. It's just this beautiful thing that we just didn't get to see. We instead, I don't even know what we got out of Gore. Like I don't even know what that was.
You said it in a previous episode. They even cast the Christian the Bale, one of the greatest generational actors of our time. And they gave him a script that was so bad that he couldn't save it. That's an impressive feat. To give one of the greatest actors, in my opinion, of all time, a script that even he can't save that's hats off to you for being that bad, I guess.
I can imagine in my head, man, like how scary, like how awesome some scenes with Christian Bale's Gore could have been.
If it was like a horror, like if they made him like a horror, like his scenes were like almost like felt like horror movie scenes.
Yes.
Like that would have been awesome.
Like, God, man. At the very least, like we're talking about the guy who cut off the head of Nowhere. Like we see Nowhere in Guardians. We're talking about the being who did that. And in the MCU, he's not even close to capable of that.
No.
Not even close to capable.
Like, I don't think he's capable of killing any gods, no matter the level. Like
just those lesser ones that we saw him kill, like just lesser minor gods that nobody had even heard about or cared about.
So they had no power, because that's the thing about the MCU is that the gods' power is in direct correlation to the people who worship them and how much they're worshipped.
Now, we've just been complaining a whole lot, right? So, like, the two things that I think could have made this movie infinitely better would be one, a true adaptation of Gore the God Butcher. Two, that Thor was not worthy of Mjolnir, and that the arc and the plot of the movie was Thor losing his way, realizing how far that he's been, like how far down the well he is, and like an arc to redemption, right? Through love, right? We could still have love, that like she's his redemption, that he's fallen so far out of his way that he views this young girl that like he's taking on like a father role as his redemption, right? Like that could have been cool. I also think that this movie should have been more about like Thor's disgust with the other gods. That like he goes to that palace and interacts with Zeus, and afterwards is like, that's me. Like
that's like he's disgusted with those other gods, and the realization that he is them, that he's on the path at the very least. Like,
yep, like that's me. That can't be me, right? Especially now, like I have this like daughter that is like looking like for me for guidance, right? Like I can't be that. Like I can't be that. Like, to me, that should have been the plot of the movie. Thor realizing that, like, now he has, like, a daughter, or at least a young person that is, like, looking to him for, like, molding, and that he can't be this way.
That he
That,
has
like,
to be
he
a
can't be
mentor.
like
That he
Odin.
has to
He
be.
can't be this shitty god. Like, he has to, like, be the best out of all of them, so that she can be the best out of all of them. You know, like, that could have, like, sped things up with, like, the whole, like, Zeus and Hercules, like, arc. Like, I hate that we're gonna have to go through a whole nother movie to go through that arc, when that should have been the arc of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
That, like, Gore shouldn't have been the main villain here. He should have just been introduced, a guy who was let down by the gods, who's going through killing them. Thor, who's let down by the gods, who's going through and trying to change them. And then Zeus and Hercules being, like, the main
Villains.
quote unquote villains.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then, like,
am I making sense? Let us know in the comments if we're making sense.
Probably
if you
not,
think
but
that this would fix the movie, and I say fix loosely, right? Because, like
Mhm.
I said at the very top of this, I really don't think that there's a lot that could fix this movie because of the tone of
I do
pairing
think it would have made
of
it
it.
better though if they would have made
Yes.
it, if they would have given him consequences to his actions. That's the Mjolnir thing. That consequences to his actions. If let us know in the comments what other consequences you can think of, because
Mhm.
I think that they could have just had the Mjolnir arc be replace
Yeah.
love. Because who
Mhm.
gave Taika Waititi the permission to write a near omnipotent character into the MCU, and how are they going to fit her in?
True.
That's so dumb.
True. I've gone in other episodes, and I say it here. I said that there's a way that they could have fixed love for me, right? If they made it more about, like, Thor's desire to, like, mentor her in the right way. But I hate that character of love. I, like, maybe it's because it's in Love and Thunder and it's, like, blended into the destruction of Thor, that, like, I it's an irredeemable character to me that I would love them to retcon. But in the spirit of her being in the movie, I think that her purpose should have been a mirror to Thor,
Mm-hmm.
right? Rather than, like, kind of the nothing, like, not nothing, because, like, she was the
She was,
reason Gore was, like, doing everything, but, like, kind of nothing.
yeah.
Kind
I
of
mean,
nothing.
she wasn't really like, yeah, like she felt like a plot point to just like get
Yeah, to
the
just
get
further the plot.
to just finish
Hmm.
the story. Like they kind
Exactly right.
of ran out of ambition to finish the story
Hmm.
well. I don't know.
Hmm.
What would you guys do to change Thor Love and Thunder to make it better than it is? Or did you love it? Please tell us what you loved about it and why. I can't imagine there's many of you. Um, but I would love to hear from you because I have
Absolutely.
no
Absolutely.
idea what would
As
make it
always, you
better.
guys also please like, share,
Mhm.
and subscribe at Host for Hire Podcast. We are trying to get this thing going. We're trying to hit that elusive 10K. So if you could please head over to Host for Hire Podcast with the number 4, give us a
Mhm.
like, give us a subscribe. Better yet, leave us some comments detailing how
Please.
you would fix Thor Love and Thunder. If you thought our ideas of how to fix Thor Love and Thunder were worthy, let us know,
I see what
because
you
we
did
need to
there.
know.
Worthy.
All right, Kyle. Now, since we're the juices of fixing everything, since we're fixing the world, since we're fixing everything, what's another movie that I think that needs fixing is a real recent one, and that's Brand New Day. And I don't
Brave
think
New
the whole
World.
movie, Brave New World. If Brand New Day needs fixing, I'm going to jump off a mountain. Lord, let that not be a Freudian slip.
Please don't just say that you didn't just curse us. Lucas,
Ah,
I'll kill you with my bare
if
hands
I
myself.
did, I'll take.
I'll
Oh
strangle
man,
you to
I'll
death.
do it, you guys. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll jump off the bridge if this is my fault. Don't even worry. Brave New World. Needing to fix Brave New World. Now, I didn't hate Brave New World as much as many people did, but I can understand where, like, the complaints came from.
Same.
Right? I've watched it multiple times now. I can definitely, with, like, the, like, recency bias and, like, all the artifice off of it, I can see where, like, it was lacking.
Yeah.
Mostly, in my opinion, at the end. Uh the Hulk versus Sam fight. Tell me, Kyle, like, one, like, would you have preferred to see Sam physically take down the Hulk, or did you like how they, like, talked him down? Because, like, for me, talking down a Hulk, specifically the Red Hulk, really rubbed me the wrong way. specifically on multiple watch throughs. The first time I was like, oh, it's cool. It's like Sam's like counselor in him. Like, he can
Yeah.
talk anyone down, But like on multiple watch throughs, it's the Red Hulk, man. Like, it's not just Hulk.
The
It's not
embodiment
Banner.
of anger,
Like,
or like heat, being heated. Just I guess
talking
a
him
middle.
down, it just can't happen.
I feel like there should have been a middle ground where he didn't necessarily talk him down, but he didn't also like outpower him, where he like
Right.
outsmarts him.
Right.
Because he's not Banner. He's not.
Right.
He doesn't have the super intelligent scientist. He might have combat, because he's a
Right.
general, but like combat knowledge, but he wouldn't have like scientific knowledge. He wouldn't understand the physics of what's happening to him, which if they do kind of confirm it, that his body temperature kept rising, that like they could have used that in some way to take him down.
Dude, I'm 100% with you, because like I also disagree that I do not think that Sam should have been able to physically subdue the Red Hulk, right? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's absurd.
Just as ridiculous as talking him down.
Truly.
In my eyes. Like, both of those extremes is just fully ridiculous. I'm right where you are, Kyle, where like what they should have done is like Sam should have just shown, one, endurance, and two, the wit to outsmart and like find a way to win. The Captain America-ness of him, that I can do this all day. I will be here and I will keep doing this until the mission is complete. Like, you're not getting past me, but like not in that physical way. In the way that like if you run past me, I'm gonna be right behind you on your ankles.
Yeah,
and like
I'm gonna figure out how to stop you.
I'm gonna be right there. Like, I'm gonna figure out a way. And that would have been really cool to find out that like, hey, he heats up. There's probably a limit, right? Like, what if I can just keep angering him, keep like the counselorness in him, but almost opposite, egging him on, egging him, saying the wrong things, saying that like Betty hates him, saying that he'll never get her back, like getting him hot.
That's really interesting, because it would still show what they showed with how good he is as a counselor, but it could show that he also understands what not to do. That, like you were saying, he purposely says the wrong things, showing that he knows the right things to say, showing the exact thing that they showed, but in a cooler way.
It's just like that old thing where like there's no way to get 100% wrong on a test. The only way to get 100%
is if you know
is if you got 100% right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like on a multiple choice, like I love that concept, and that would have been a really cool way to show that, like, to sit that I know all the right things to say by saying all the wrong things and getting him so angry to the point of like essentially the Red Hulk stops himself, right? It's not that Sam physically stops him, is that he, through, like I said, through that grit, through endurance, through his brain, through his who he is as a counselor and as a man, Captain America, like not even a Hulk will keep me from like saving the day. Like that would have been so much cooler to me to see, not only as like a movie fan, because like it would have been awesome, right, to like see the scene, but like as like a comic fan and as like a story fan, like seeing him talk down the Hulk at the end, just like it was such an anticlimactic way to end a movie that like I just left like with such the feeling of wanting more. You know what I mean? Let us know in the comments as well. Would this have kind of fixed that for you? Would this have satiated that wanting more out of this movie?
Or do you think that do you think that the amount of physicality that he was able to survive the kick in general, and like, because I kept seeing people complain about that. The thing with this is that it feels like no matter what they did, people were going to complain about it.
100%.
Why not lean a little farther in and make it more enjoyable to watch visually?
Lean into the comic-ness of it.
Yeah,
like,
and that's the other thing, is it is comic accurate that this is kind of how they beat the Red Hulk in the comics 90% of the time.
Yeah, any Hulk.
Hulks Spider-Man dodging
like
Hulk.
Extreme. Like Hulks are extreme physical like monsters, right? But like they are battled in the comics all the time. Like all the time. Like it's not that they're like this like unbeatable force. Like should Sam be able to knock him out with a punch? Absolutely not. But like with his Wakandan tech that nobody was like taking into consideration.
Mhm.
Like, why is it so awful that like he could at least like outrun or like subdue a Hulk in some way with his mind and his endurance rather than physicality?
Yeah.
Like, why does it have to be one or the other? Like, either knock him out with a punch or like talk him down.
No.
There's a
Over
lot in between
overheat
there.
him and make him take himself out.
Like, there's
Use liquid nitrogen or some underheat him. If he's stronger, the hotter he gets, cool him down so that you can keep him from raging
there's
out. There's
often
I don't know.
ways in movies, especially where I just think that it's a lack of creative thinking. Right? They like needed to like finish the movie, and
They
like
ran out of their juice, their creative juice, and they were like,
like
whatever.
I hate saying that because like right, like these are supposed to be like the like top creatives that are like making like these things, so like they shouldn't. But like that's kind of what it comes down to almost. It's like you couldn't think of a creative way to have him defeat the Hulk that you thought would make people happy, and so you went with just like one of the two like obvious extremes, and that
Which
sucks.
which is gonna alienate a large portion of people every single time. Every
And
time. You're trying to hit everyone and you're gonna hit no one in the demographic
yeah,
to
like
ex
my thing with that, and maybe it's like awful, like maybe it's just like being a fan and like just like not knowing what I'm talking about, but like isn't that like your job as like the writer and the creator of like this, like to find like the most creative and like cool way to like tell this story? Like, why are we doing cliches? Like every time I see stuff like that, it just bothers me so much because it's like, isn't it like your whole like your passion, your job, your everything to create these like awesome stories? Like, why are we
it feels like
diluting it so
it
much?
yeah, it feels like it comes down to pressure from the studios on these writers
I get that.
to
I
write a
totally get
script
that.
that will make the most money, not the
Yeah,
coolest, most creative idea anymore. And it's really destroying the industry,
I
in my
get that.
opinion. Like
You know
it's
what
terrible.
I hate to put the like blame on the creatives when that's more than
They probably
a
turn in a
thousand
script
percent
and then
likely
3 executives or 5 executives read it and go over it with a team of people, and they're like,
piece it
"Well,
together
this
and
won't
take
make enough
it
money.
apart.
We need to reference to this so that people will will go and
Yeah,
buy that." Like, it's yeah.
I hate this world.
All right, there is one more I wanted to touch on here, and it is a
All
little
right,
bit of an older one here. But we talk about it at length so many times. And it's how to fix Multiverse of Madness. It's the problems we have with Multiverse of Madness and what could be done to make it that one better. That is also in my mind, kind of like Thor: Love and Thunder, a hard one to do
100%. It's
because
a hard one to watch.
because there were so
Like
many things.
that's one that like on rewatching is like I have a hard time making it through the whole movie.
Hmm.
Like I have a real hard time making it through the whole movie. One of the things like right off the bat for me that I think ruined this movie was the marketing.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
1000%.
They
Like that,
marketed
like
it
in
like
order to
this
fix,
massive tent pole that was going to have everyone in it, and it was going to be this crazy multiversal adventure that no one's ever seen before, and then it was just Doctor Strange versus the Scarlet Witch, which is what the name of the movie should have been. Doctor Strange
yeah,
and the Scarlet Witch, or Doctor Strange versus the Scarlet
yeah,
Witch. That would have been a
uh,
better marketing.
yeah. We were lied to. We had the
Yeah.
wool pulled over our eyes, the rug pulled from under our feet, all the things
And
with
what's
this movie,
interesting with
which
this
like,
one is the reviews reflect that. It
yeah,
is considered one of the worst ones, unlike Thor: Love and Thunder, which is also like not great, but it isn't like as low as we think it should be. But this one did get hit because, in our opinion, of the marketing schemes that they
yeah.
tried to pull off.
I went into this movie thinking this movie was gonna be everything except for what it was.
Yeah.
Like, which is not good
No.
for an audience to go into a movie feeling like.
I feel
With
like
that said,
most
though,
people were disappointed. Yeah.
for me, the worst thing and the thing that needs to be changed and fixed for this movie to be better in any way, shape, or form is the Illuminati.
Mm.
That scene is so bad. Like it might be it might be in like my top five like worst scenes of like any movie, like not just superhero content, just like any movie ever. What an absolute waste. Like again, that was always the plan. And I guess because I went in expecting this like whole cool like mashup of the timelines and that the Illuminati obviously, if that were to be the case, would have a big role in that because it's one of the coolest concepts in all of comics. Like, and they just did away with it, but with just like this like wasteful killing scene in the stupidest way for every character. Cap, uh, wow,
Haley,
why can't Peggy,
Peggy. I was
Peggy
gonna say
Carter
her.
just
I was
leaving
gonna say her.
herself
I was gonna
open.
say the actress's name. Anyway,
Like
yeah.
I hate that so much. She throws the shield and then is like, "All right, now cut me in half." Like, God, I hate it so much. Dude.
There's the
Like,
world's smartest man not just totally underestimating the threat. Really, that scene in its entirety to me felt simply like a way to show the power level of Scarlet Witch, and all it really did was show how underwhelming every
the
other
rest of them
character
were.
in the
Yes.
universe was.
Yep.
In multiverse.
Exactly the
These are supposed to be
opposite.
the smartest and greatest
Yes.
and smartest and the strongest minds
That's a
in
great
the
way to put
multiverse.
that, bro. Because instead of showing the Scarlet Witch's capacity, which was what the point was and what I wish they could have done, they just showed the lack of capacity
For
of the
everyone else.
Illuminati. Of the Illuminati.
Which trickles down to everyone else in the multiverse, essentially.
Yeah. And also, this wasn't even really the Illuminati. This was one timeline's Illuminati. Like, it wasn't really like
The
all-
multiversal
it wasn't
Illuminati.
like,
Yeah.
like, why would you do that? Like, you're in a multiversal movie. You're doing the Illuminati. I'm sorry, thing.
And now he's rocking it sideways. He's chilling.
Yeah, now he's hippity hoppity.
From the 90s, bro. No, I 100% agree that why do it at all if you're not going to do it right? Like,
Yeah.
they should have done it right, and they should have made it where instead of her killing all of them, she gets one, maybe two of them,
Yeah,
and
I'm not
then
saying she shouldn't
bam,
have killed any of them.
and then Mr. Fantastic whoop gets her out of there. You know what I mean? Like waves his hand, Herbie sent like a portal takes her and transports her somewhere else. Sure, she got a member or two, but one of them, bam, gets her out of there because they can react and they understand and they have contingencies because
They're also superheroes. Yeah, like you know what I mean? Like, God, I hated that so much. Like,
yeah. The other thing I think that would have really helped is if they leaned into like the horror aspect, especially with when he takes over the zombie Strange, and like that would have like it just felt campy and goofy,
and with Wanda,
just
like
like
she
the
didn't
rest of it.
feel that scary.
No,
Like like some of the scenes with her where she's like snapping backwards and like doing the stuff, like it feels funny rather than scary. And like, bro, I get that this is Disney, but then don't do the whole horror thing. Like either be about that life or don't. Like you can't pussyfoot in like the horror genre. Like you either have to like go in or you have to not go in.
No,
like that's something I'm
it's just
kind of
gonna
worried
become a
about with
joke.
Clayface as well.
Mhm.
You know, where like you got to lean in. You know, you got to go. You got to do the thing if you're gonna do the thing.
See,
You know,
the issue
otherwise,
is
like those scenes just came off as so
they tried to
hard to
make
watch.
a superhero genre movie feel like it had horror aspects. To your point, if you're gonna have horror aspects in a movie, it has to be a horror movie. You
Dude, you
cannot.
got to lean in.
You gotta lean in. Like sure, psychological horror and like weird stuff. You don't necessarily need to have like jump scares. You don't need to necessarily have
Right.
like. But she should have felt dangerous and creepy.
Yes.
Not
yes, dude.
just powerful. Because that's
I
all
don't know
she
how
felt like.
they missed on so many things because like her killing the whole Illuminati, like all of that stuff, like none of it made her feel like ominous. None of it made her feel like this like dangerous presence that like
Unhinged,
didn't have
you know?
contest. Yes.
She did. She
Like-
felt like she was like they and that to the writing as well. They made it so she had a kind of sympathetic goal to get back to her children.
Yeah, right.
If you're gonna go a
100%.
full Dark Scarlet Witch Darkhold storyline, don't make her sympathetic.
Don't do that.
Don't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I would have been just as happy with the angry Scarlet Witch. Angry that Vision is dead. Angry about what the government did. Angry
That her
you know,
children
that-
are gone.
That her children are gone.
Instead
not
of wanting to
necessarily,
reconnect
like-
with them, just punish
Yes.
others.
Yes, I am just lashing out. You know what I mean?
That would have made her
That
feel
would've
way
been-
more dangerous, erratic, like
Yeah.
they unpredictable. Because that was the big thing. Is like they knew what she was gonna do and what her goal was, so they could stop her.
And they still could have ended it the same way with her going to a timeline, doing all this crazy shit, and having her two kids like see her. Because I did think that like out of everything that I hated in this movie, that I did like. That the
Mm.
way that like she got stopped, essentially, that the Scarlet Witch can't be stopped,
Mm-mm.
right? That the way she essentially got stopped was kind of like we were talking about with the Red Hulk. That like she stopped herself, essentially. That the look in her kid's
The
eyes, seeing
fear.
her be this horrible monster, was enough to like shock her out of the trauma that she was like going in. Like, you
Yeah.
know, they should have just leaned so much harder into that, man.
Yeah.
Like that would have just been so much cooler, like in like a real horror-esque way.
Yeah.
That like she's like hunting down these like characters and then seeing from her kid's perspective this like
Monster.
terrible, horrible like ghoul, you know, like
Yeah.
coming after them. And like that would have been like a lot cooler to me.
I think that would
You
have brought
guys,
it together a lot better.
are Kyle and I just are we cooking with gas? Are we cooking at all?
Yeah, we cook with Kindle on a little tiny fire, or
A
are
little
we,
stick.
or do we got Gordon Ramsay flat tops?
A 5-star, a Michelin. No, mwah. Let us know, you guys. Please, please, please. These 3 movies: Thor: Love and Thunder, Brave New World, Multiverse of Madness. These are our opinions on how we could have made those movies better. We want to just not complain, and we want to offer some sort of solutions. Now, these are just our opinions. We are not professionals. We did not go
Clearly.
to school for it. So if you want to, get at us in the comments and call us stupid and all that good stuff. But more importantly, come in our comments and tell us your thoughts. How would you fix these movies? Do you think our ideas were good? Would you have preferred to see that? What would be the ones that you would prefer to see that we didn't mention? Better yet, what's another movie that you'd like to see us discuss and try to fix? Because this is something that we're going to try to do. There's going to be a little bit of a segment we're going to try to run with here, this letter to the editors. So let us know if you enjoy it. Please.
Yes, we do appreciate you stopping by. Give us a like, share, and subscribe at Hosts4Hire Podcast with the number 4 on all socials. We're really trying to hit 10K on YouTube and 1K on TikTok. So any help would be greatly appreciated. Give us suggestions in the comments, like Lucas said. We do appreciate you stopping by, and we will catch you with the next episode.
Peace.